Good evening, everyone. I thought I'd do a video for you really just to summarise the main points of the budget that happened today, really just to go through the main points as we know them currently. So I thought I'd start with furloughing, my favourite subject. So furloughing has been extended until the end of September. Each employee will continue to receive 80% of their wages for the hours that they haven't worked, funded until the 30th of June by HMRC as the current scheme now. Then in July, it will be funded to an amount of 70% with the employer topping up 10%, and then 60% with the employer paying 20% for August and September. Self-employed income support scheme has been extended. There are now a fourth and fifth grants available. So the fourth grant will cover the period February to April. It will provide 80% of the 3 months average monthly trading profit, so as it has been before. The fifth grant will cover May onwards, and this one's a little bit different. The value of it's going to be determined by a turnover test, so it's going to target the people who they feel really need it. So that's where turnover has fallen by more than 30%. The full grant will be available, which is a maximum of £7,500. Where turnover has fallen by less than 30%, it will be a lower grant, and the maximum available will be £2,850. So sorry, just to be clear, whether turnover has fallen by more than 30%, it's still the average of the 3 months, subject to the maximum of £7,500. So just to be clear, whereas the lower one will have this cap on it. It includes now an extra 600,000 people. All those people who filed their first return for 1920 are now included, providing that tax return was filed by midnight last night. Support for businesses who are taking on apprenticeships, or apprentices rather. At the moment, you receive a grant of £1,500 for each apprentice that you take on, obviously depending on age. That is now increasing to £3,000 for apprentices that are taken on between the 1st of April this year and the 30th of September, and it won't matter how old they are. National living wage has increased to £8.91 an hour from April. Restart grants. So for businesses that are in the non-essential retail sector, there are restart grants available of up to £6,000 per premises. For those in the hospitality and other sectors who are opening later, and this includes personal care and gyms, will be restart grants available of up to £18,000 per premises. Stamp duty holiday has been extended. So on the first £500,000, no stamp duty is payable, and that will continue up to the end of June this year. Then it will, from the 1st of July to the 30th, to the end of September, it will reduce to 250,000, and then from 1st of October onwards, it will revert back to the 125 as it was previously. The government are launching a recovery loan scheme. So this will provide lenders with a guarantee of up to 80% for eligible loans, which are for amounts between 25,000 and 10 million. They will be open to all businesses, including those who've had CBILS and business bounce back loans, so that you can apply for these as well if you should need one. The statutory sickness pay rebate that's been available if you had members of staff off work due to COVID related issues, that was obviously due to end. That is continuing at the moment, and we have no date at this point for that finishing. I assume it will probably be September in line with the furloughing, but there is nothing on that at the moment. The reduction in VAT in the hospitality and leisure sector, within the hospitality sector, is to continue until the 30th of September. From the 1st of October until the 31st of March next year, the VAT rate for them will be 12.5%, and then from the 1st of April next year, it will revert back to 20%. Business rates relief. Eligible retail, hospitality and leisure in businesses will receive 100% relief from the 1st of April through to the 30th of June this year. They will then receive 66% relief from the 1st of July through to the 31st of March 2022. Now that's capped at £2 million per business for businesses that were forced to close. If you weren't forced to close, then it's capped at 105,000 for all other eligible properties, and that does include nurseries within that. There is £100 million being invested into a taxpayer protection task force. This will provide 1,265 staff to HMRC to combat fraud within all of these packages. So the big questions are then, how are they going to pay for this? So the good news first, pension lifetime allowance, inheritance tax thresholds, the annual exempt amount for CGT are all unchanged and will remain as they are until April 2026. Personal allowance for this forthcoming year, so that's 21-22, will remain at the 12,500. The planned increase will now not happen. The higher rate tax threshold will remain at 50,000 for this year. From April next year, the personal allowance will increase to 12,570. So that was the planned increase they were going to do this year, been delayed a year. And the high rate tax next year will go to 50,270. Corporation tax. I think, as we all expected, there is going to be an increase in corporation tax. So with effect from April 2023, corporation tax will increase to 25%. However, for businesses where their turnover is less than 50,000, the rate will stay at 19%. If your turnover is above 250,000, then you will have the corporation tax threshold of 25%. For those in between, it will be tapered, but I don't have details at this point of what rates or how that will work. And I think my final page of notes here. So capital allowances for businesses wanting to invest in plant and machinery. There's going to be a capital allowances super deduction, which will enable you to put through 130% of the upfront capital allowances for investing in eligible plant and machinery. That should cut the tax bill by up to 25 pence for every £1 that has been spent on qualifying plant and machinery. Obviously, as we get more details of that and what is qualifying, then obviously we will let you know. There's no increase in fuel or alcohol duties, so those will all remain the same. And then there is some investment into businesses, particularly SMEs. There's a help to grow on two aspects. One is to help businesses grow with their management skills. So that's to upskill 30,000 SMEs over a period of 3 years. It will be a 12-week course, 12-week session, and it will be subsidised at 90% by the government, and that's to provide sort of leadership management type skills. There is then a digital element to it, and the idea behind that is to support 100,000 SMEs adopting product enhancing software, so freeing up their time, making them more efficient. That's designed to cover, that will include a voucher which will cover 50% of the cost of appropriate or approved software, up to a maximum of £5,000, together with free impartial advice. So that's everything. Apologies for the video being quite so long, but I think that's covered also the main points that we've pulled out. Obviously, as we get more detail and we know more, we will let you know. But obviously, in the meantime, any questions, anything we can do to support and help you, please don't hesitate to contact us. I hope you all have a lovely evening, and I will catch up with you all soon. Take care.